Welcome to Fox Global Consulting, live frontier dairy news of the week. You are listening to Dr. Amit Saha, founder of the Frontiers of Grassroots Sustainability Network. Fox Network is working with the food, health, and livelihood stakeholders for a sustainable grassroots transformation using frontier technologies. In this edition, the third in line in this month, we track down the top 10 frontier technologies in the dairy farming sector. This week trends again dominated by the digital drive, followed by breakthrough technologies in breeding machinery and environmental sustainability. Top 10 frontier news is the GROWSAVE scheme by ADHB, Agriculture, Dairy, Horticulture Board UK, and NFU Energy to include dairy in this scheme, which was running for the last 13 years and which will help drive on-farm efficiency. The GROWSAVE program will run for 5 years, and during the first year, they are carrying out a market review and gap analysis to identify existing energy efficiency practices, new technologies, and highlight the potential improvements. Energy cost and efficiency are one of the many challenges the dairy industry faces, alongside requirements to deliver quality products at ever-decreasing costs and lower carbon footprints. These are the themes coming across strongly in discussion with farmers, producers, and industry so far. The top 9 of the use is related to the biotechnology in dairy. Gene editing stands out as the most revolutionary of the technologies to ensure sustainable animal farming in the near future. Although gene-edited cattle have yet to be granted approval for human consumption, researchers say tools like CRISPR-Cas9 could let them improve on conventional breeding practices and create cows that are healthier, meatier, and less detrimental to the environment. Cows are also being given genes from the human immune system to create antibodies in the fight against COVID-19. The greatest challenge, may be one shared with others in the bioengineered cattle industry, is to overcome the regulatory restrictions and societal suspicion. Top 8 news is again in the health and animal welfare traits that is considered to underpin the 2030 Green Cow program in Australia, according to Genetics Australia Chief Executive Anthony Selle. A focus on breeding for these traits as well as decreasing a cow's environmental footprint will provide the key to the industry's future. Wrapping up the inaugural online Genetics Australia conference, Mr. Selle emphasized the importance of breeding traits developed in Australia such as heat tolerance, feed efficiency, and mastitis resistance. Looking towards the future, Mr. Selle predicted genomic sire usage would increase following the global trend, while proven semen usage would decline. Top 7 this week is the Punjab government in India launching a new scheme to provide 40% subsidy to the farmers on silage baler cum wrapper machines through Punjab Dairy Development Board to promote dairy farming in the state and to make it more advanced and profitable. The Minister for Agriculture in the state said the increase in the area under green fodder would not only increase milk production but also reduce the area under traditional crops, wheat and paddy, which would also help save groundwater. He said with the implementation of the scheme, the progressive farmer who bought the machine would be provided financial assistance up to rupees 5.6 lakhs by the government. Silage balers made from the green fodder could be easily wrapped and packed in bags, tubes, and easily transported to the small landless farmers, urban dairies, and green fodder deficient states to promote dairy in the country. Top 6 of the news is how STELLAPPS, a company which began a second milk revolution using IoT and technology. Milk tech startup STELLAPPS that currently digitizes about 10 million liters of milk every day. 5 techie friends from Wipro felt a strong need for technological interventions in dairy value chain to improve farm productivity and market share. So after quitting their job, they started this setup, and by focusing on the whole dairy supply chain, they ensured traceability, productivity, and quality. This directly impacts about 2 million dairy farmers in over 28,000 villages in India. Top 5 of the news is an ambitious digital dairy project based at Dumfries, UK, which is set to bring investment and jobs to the area. The project team will now produce a detailed application aimed at establishing a Southwest Scotland and Cumbria as the leading region for advanced, sustainable and high-value dairy processing. The digital dairy value chain will involve a consortium of research partners, regional and multinational dairy processing companies, and 7 enabling technology companies. By using digital twinning, combining digital communications and advanced manufacturing, it will enable the tracing of milk, cheese and other products and provide assurance to retailers, wholesalers and consumers. Coming to the top 4 news is the Australian machinery company PÖTTINGER, which unveiled new stubble cultivators. Austrian firms range engineered for towing and rather than mounting. PÖTTINGER's new Terrier range of stubble cultivators will replace the old flagship Shankro T3 model. There are many themes on the basic concept of providing several banks of wing tines mounted to a rigid frame running parallel to the ground. The top 3 news of the week as reported in the Dairy Dialogue podcast 92. So there are 3 news that were reported in this podcast. The first is the Danone baby formula production unit in Ireland gets the zero carbon neutral certification as it uses 100% renewable sources. Second was the milk fraud testing on site using digital microfluidics to automatic testing assays using DNA testing from molecular biology laboratories to production sites in milk industry. And the third was the news in dairy product manufacturing. Food Union dairy firm in Latvia launches 100 novel products and will use e-commerce for launch across Europe. Coming to the top 2 newsmaker of the week is AGRI-TECH, a company which has announced 5 new FENT products for farmers in North America. 5 models of FENT 1100 Vario empty tractors offer 511 to 613 horsepower. At the top end of this line, the 1167 Vario MT is the largest 2-track tractor on the market. 3 models of FENT 900 Vario empty tractors range from 380 to 431 horsepower. There are 6 new models of the FENT 700 Gen 6 tractor that ranges from 144 to 237 horsepower. On the lower range, the 4th generation of mid-range FENT 300 Vario tractor ranges from 100 to 132 horsepower. So finally, the top news of the week is the 5 startups that will present their innovations at the 80 World AGRI-TECH Innovation Summit to be held in September. The World AGRI-TECH Innovation Summit offers an opportunity for early to mid-stage AgTech companies to showcase their technology or solution. So the 5 startups are, the first is the Vulturs app, is a digital platform that helps farmers to meet the exact fertilizer, water and health needs of crops using satellite data. Launched in 2019, Greenback, this is the first global rating agency for cultivated soils. The company's mission is to measure soil health to ensure sustainability. By combining the soil sample data and metadata to enhance ratings, reliability and predictability, the company Greenback researchers and engineers have created a tool to measure the impact of ag practices on the ecological health of the soil. The third startup company is the Anika Biosciences. Founded in 2018, Anika is bridging the gap between biology and the digital world by generating endless combinations of biological tags to track products as they travel through the supply chain. Tags are safe and edible and can withstand harsh conditions. The fourth of the company is the STELLAPPS biotechnology, which has created a solution that uses biosensors to maximize freshness of produce throughout the supply chain. The company's ethylene detective device is placed in the cold storage room of a packing house. An alert is sent if there is an increase in ethylene production, which is the chemical that starts the ripening process. This gives the packing house a countdown to get the fruit into the grocery stores before it spoils. So this will enable to save a lot of losses that occurs in the food industry during storage. The fifth of the startup is the team at Out.Bot, a robotic company which believes the industry needs a bold solution to reduce the use of herbicides to kill weeds. Supported by heavy-duty tires, its weed whacker robot works by autonomously moving along the rows of crops. A mechanism in the center of the robot extends down to extract weeds as it moves through a field. Cameras and sensors keep the robot on track and away from growing crops, no matter the width of the row. The robot as a service startup says its goal is to save more than 170,000 liters of chemical herbicides in the next 7 years. So signing off, this is Amit Shah. Thank you for your time and wishing you a very safe, productive and inspiring week ahead. For regular updates of Fog Network, please subscribe to our new live channel in YouTube and our website in the link below.